What's up? My name is BDVampire.
FX Gamer.
TFN, what's up, guys?
And I'm Derp, and we are the parents that game. So today we're just gonna do what we kind of did last time and just chit chat. Talk about our lives.
This one in the closet
Kind of our kids and the games that we enjoy to play
downstairs.
and why exactly we enjoy them. So I just kind of want to start it off like to you guys, like specifically, what is a parent to you? Like what makes a parent a parent?
What makes a parent is somebody that takes care of their kids and not, blow their kids off to somebody else and then claims that they're parents.
Still a parent, just a deadbeat.
FX, how do you feel about that? Like, what makes a
I
parent?
gotta agree with Edward. Somebody that has kids and takes care of their kids, that has pretty much custody of them, has their kids.
Basically, yeah, you gotta make sure, making sure your kids are taken care of. You gotta make sure they're dressed nice, they look good. They gotta have better clothes than you do. All that good shit, man. Gotta make sure they get the love and attention they deserve. It's not all about the toys or the gifts that you give them. It's all about the love. It's really what
Right.
parenting is about. So, kind of really all the first thing basis of being a parent.
Right. Okay. So, like, I'm gonna be honest. The way I see it, I mean, all of you are correct. I mean, you all prove good points. I mean, and honestly, it doesn't leave me really much with to say with that. I could definitely say this. A parent is someone that relies on not just being the peer, but also teaching. So we teach our kids every day. Our parents teach us. Our grandparents teach them. It's a never-ending pattern. So like you're always teaching your kids, and we're always learning from our kids at the same time. So it's not like a one-site experience. Like sometimes it does take two, sometimes it takes a village. I mean, if you ever heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a family. And the idea of it is that like you have a community or a group of people that understand and situation the same as you do and assist with that. So kind of the same thing though, like because like if you just don't care about your kids and you just leave them to be, then you're a deadbeat parent, like Chad said. So do you guys let your kids do what they want?
Sort of.
Like, what do you mean?
Depends on what they want to do.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you let your kids do what they want?
It depends. Like I said, it depends. Not really, but sometimes.
No? Okay.
My kids know because of their way of thinking is
Mine.
different.
I said you gotta set boundaries, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I do not. I mean, to an extent. I mean, I agree with Chad. Depends on what it is. To an extent, like if my kid comes to me and asks me something, sure. I mean, I might let her do what she wants, maybe. But it also depends, like, because a lot of times she'll come to me and go,
this person out?
she'll turn around and come to me and go, well, I want to color, and it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, because you need to be supervised with that. If she wants to play with her puzzles, sure, you don't have to be supervised with that. You can go ahead and play that. FX, why are you launching Call of Duty? I'm sorry, I gotta point this
I was
out.
playing it. I'm playing it while talking to you. Okay.
So you remember? Hang on. Can we just point out how we talked about in the last podcast episode? We talked about an addiction, sir.
Look, I have an addiction to three things:
Definitely
video games, and pussy.
Also, Derek, you're gonna have to talk up a little bit.
I mean, I can always move my. I was gonna say I can always move my mic in.
I ain't keeping nothing PG-13.
My guy.
The only 13 on me is me.
This man. I don't know where he's at on your guys' screen, but this man, just pull him up, big screen, just zoom in on his face.
Hold on.
Okay, question: How many parents do you think stream? How many parents do you think are streamers? 5% of maybe 15.
You said 5%, maybe a 15. Is that what you said?
I said about maybe 35 at the most, 15 at the lowest. percentage.
Hmm.
That's my percentage, anyways. I mean, I know a lot of parents who stream.
Say,
Social groups,
I would,
but I
me
know
personally, I would say
a lot of
25%
parents feel like they don't have time for it.
for the high.
I would say about 74%.
74%.
I'm gonna say one time for
74.
one time. I'm with 30. I'm on 30% to be honest.
Okay, so going off some research that I did, I ain't gonna say what websites, but from a review from 2014 that they did a research study, and 74% of online parents in the USA, 74, and that's just United States. I mean, I could go in a little bit further if you want me to.
That makes sense.
What?
People be trying to buy some formula, you know?
Well, that's what they were saying. They were saying, sitting here saying that they use that they roughly go live on Facebook, Instagram, and then they went into further detail talking about parents that use social media and how many of them use social media, and then it went further into detail. But like, yeah, from according to this study, so I would say probably about myself, like if I'm thinking of a percentage roughly, because this is, like I said, this was 2014. So I would say now probably about, I'm probably say went up, probably it's about 76%
Because I
of
don't want her
people
on
stream.
stream.
That stream.
That's crazy because that just means the percentage wise of the parents that game also stream a huge amount. But at the same time, you know, maybe it just seems like most parents feel like, they ain't got the time. But the thing is, though, it's like weird because so much goes into streaming.
Man,
Still,
Justin's the loudest bitch in the bar right now.
Okay, what do you allow in your household? FX? I want to know this. What do you allow in your household?
Depends.
No, no. Example. Give an example.
Okay, I don't allow back talking.
Okay, I can agree with that.
You back talk, I'm finna to fuck you up.
I mean, I
I
can agree
don't,
with that.
I don't allow hitting.
Adults or not. If I
You
tell you
don't
to
wait.
do
You don't
something-
allow hitting.
I don't allow hitting. Now, if I have to rear my child, that's different.
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on. What do you mean by hitting? Like just hitting the hit? Because if so, I agree.
hitting just a hit.
But if you're punishing to punish, like if you're
Punish-
punishing,
like
I
I said,
agree with that shit.
look, the kid hitting other people for no damn reason, that's what I don't appreciate.
No, I agree.
I 100%
Parents
agree
who
with
just beat
that.
their kids for no reason, they're just dirtbag parents, okay?
No, I agree.
Feeling facts, but now punishing kids, I mean, there is a skill to it. There is. There's definitely a skill. If you're just beating your kids to beat them,
Yeah.
then you're
'Cause I don't feel
basically,
good.
just hit them as hard as you can. You're not doing it right. You're really not. Because, like, you're not supposed to hurt them. You're not supposed to leave fucking bruises, man. You gotta make it enough to have a sound to it. There just has to be a sound. You don't have to hit them to where, they're gonna have a red ass for the rest of the day.
Right.
It has
No,
to
I
be a
agree.
sound.
I
That way the
agree.
brain's like, what is this pain or does this hurt or
Okay.
like I heard
Okay.
something.
All right. Follow-up question. This one's for Potsy. So, with you answering like that, what punishments do you do as a parent? Like, what punishments do you allow, and which punishments? I mean, I wouldn't say frown upon, but don't do because you dislike it.
Well, punishment we usually go for. I say we because usually it's me and my old lady, but it's mostly just sitting her down for timeout. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it works. But when it's just me and her, like it don't work for me, and she just hits me. So I have to. Sometimes I gotta give her a little tap on the butt sometimes, and
You spank her pretty much.
yeah, I do.
Okay. No. Hang on. There ain't nothing to be disgraced about that, guy.
There's nothing. There's
Look,
nothing wrong with that.
hang on. And the
I know
reason, the
that.
reason, well, the reason I
I know that.
asked,
But at the same time, like just for the people who ever see this and think it's so wrong for someone to spank their
well,
fucking
it's not.
kid,
Well, that's what I
here's
was
the
getting ready
thing:
to say.
one, it's my kid. Two, on the other hand, I need to discipline my child how I see fit. So it doesn't matter what other people seem fit; it's what I deem fit.
Exactly.
And as long as I'm not beating my child blue and black, it's perfectly okay because I'm not hitting her to where because I'm also telling her what she did wrong before it happens, and then after it happens, I talk to her and tell her why she shouldn't be doing it at all in the first place. Like if she's kicking me in the face and stuff like that, smacking me in the face, and where I can taste blood, there has to be some kind of discipline. Timeouts don't work all the time, so you have to be able to do whatever you got to do to make sure they understand there's morals and boundaries that you can't cross sometimes. Just like if you're going in real life, like you can't just go and hit a fucking cop and think you're gonna get away scot free.
Right. Yeah, see, and that's what I was gonna say is like, don't feel bad about it, man, because honestly, and the reason I'm saying that is because like the way you
Well,
say it kind of seemed like you're looking
it's the
down, and
society.
right. Well, here's the thing. Kids without discipline become hooglins and become reckless. When they become reckless, they put other people in danger. Not just other people, but them themselves. So, like, put it like this. If you can't discipline your child the correct way, which, I mean, don't be wrong. I mean, I believe timeouts are existent. I believe, being grounded is existent. And I definitely agree on whooping butts. And the reason is, though, is because look, and no offense, but Patsy, you proved a perfect point, and I can't believe that you came across that because like that was where I was gonna go with. But you said that in real life, they have to learn that their decisions have consequences. Exactly. If you don't whoop their butt, then how do they know that that was not okay? Like there sometimes, like you said, sometimes sitting in the corner just don't work. Being grounded just don't work. So sometimes it does come to having to whoop their butt.
Now, understand, I don't agree with the parents that make their kids that leave bruises on their kids' asses. I don't agree
Mm-mm.
with that. Like if
I
you
don't
do
either.
that, if you can't hold your own strength back for just a tiny little, like you don't need to be beating your kid
Right,
at all.
right.
You
No, no,
really
no, no,
don't
no, no,
need
no.
to.
We're not,
Because
I'm not never once gonna sit here and say
no, there
child
are.
abuse
I'm
is
just saying,
okay.
there's parents that are like that in this world. They think like I can go ahead and hit my child, but it's like, dude, your kid's like fucking black and blue. Obviously, you don't know how to do it. Like, there's like there's a whole skill to it that if you haven't learned it at a certain point of the kid's age, you haven't learned it at all. So there's basically no point in doing it if you haven't picked up on the skill. It's just how it is sometimes. Like, I mean, my daughter's sensitive, so like it just takes a little tap, and she thinks I hit her real hard, but it's just really the sound. But like, like there's no, I don't leave any marks on her at all. If I
Right.
ever did, I'd stop doing what I do.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. I mean, and it's the factor of because like we're not trying to do it to hurt our kid. We're trying to do it to teach them a lesson. I mean, that's the idea of it. So, Carl, what do you allow in your household?
Basically, what Patsy said, man. That's basically what I do.
Right, but
There are some times that I
what do
do.
you allow? What do you allow?
I'll allow. There's sometimes I do allow fits. It's because they're trying to control their emotions. They're trying to figure out their emotions, and for someone to punish them for trying to get for throwing a fit. No, that's kind of, in my opinion, that's kind of wrong because it's like you're trying to you're teaching them to control their emotions and how to adapt to their emotion. And if to for them for that to do, for a parent to do that, then it's wrong. But that's what I allow in my household is, yes, you can have fits, but not to the point where throwing stuff or
Tension tantrum, where it
hitting
becomes a
people.
tension tantrum. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't mind kid throwing a fit as long as I don't get beat in the process.
What do you allow in your household? Like what would you allow that what you think that someone else wouldn't? Like what do you allow? Like I
Well,
mean, we talked about discipline a little bit, but yeah, what do you allow?
be quite honest, I actually allow. I give her all sorts of freedom as long as it doesn't cause like serious injury to her.
Right, but
Like,
give me give an example. Give an example of something that you allow that someone else don't.
so since she's got some play scissors, we let her cut out things, and do all that. And if she makes a mess, big whoop, I clean it up. It's not a big deal. So like, kind of just let her free range as long as she's not gonna like drown herself, cut herself or anything. Like she's got safety scissors, so I don't, and she knows how to hold them correctly. I taught her how to hold scissors correctly, so and she does just that. As long as she does everything like safety wise, like I allow anything, as long as she's not gonna hit anybody for no reason, just because she's mad at them and stuff like that. That way she can hold her emotions, and she does a pretty good job of that. So like I don't really have to discipline her too much. Only just when those tantrums. Sometimes she's throwing fists and feet. And when you feel taste that
Going right back to that same tantrum on everybody's
it's those
topics.
tantrums, man. It's those tantrums. But yeah, I let my daughter do whatever she wants as long as it's not gonna hurt herself.
See,
I don't really have any boundaries. I just let her know like she can do whatever she wants. That way, she knows that as she grows up more, she knows that she has the freedom to do what she wants as well, as long as it's not going to be bad.
dangerous,
Out,
right,
you know?
right.
There's no
See,
negative coming out of this. As long as
I
there's a positive outcome, she can do it. If there's a negative outcome, she can't do it. Like I don't count a mess of doing artwork and messing with glitter as a bad outcome. That's just her just being artistic.
right,
Can't hurt anybody with
right. No,
glitter.
exactly. See,
So
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go more or less on what I was more of like asking. I allow my kid to scream. Meaning, like when my kid gets mad and upset.
That's a no me for me. That's a no for me, dog.
That's understandable, but I allow my kid to scream, and the reason is because that helps their lung. Not just that. Look,
I will allow
Understand
my
what she's
kid
saying
to
right there.
literally just sit there and she can scream, hit the floor, do whatever to let out the frustration. Like as long
exactly,
as she's
and
not
that's what I was gonna say. I let my kid scream just to let out her frustrations. But
like
like,
that's how she lets out her emotions. As long as she's not hurting people physically, that's fine.
exactly.
There's a difference.
Right, and then that's something that I allow. I mean, the one thing that I don't allow is my kid in my kitchen. Like that's a no-no. Like literally, I've taught both of my kids so far, that the kitchen is a place not for a kid. Like they won't they won't step a foot in my kitchen. They start stepping backwards.
Uh, Shoot, man, my kid always has me going in the kitchen side. I let her go ahead and get her snacks. She knows what not to touch. She knows better. So
Same with my kids. They
I can see her from my living room to the kitchen, so I know what she's doing and what she's not doing. So if I feel like she's about to fall or something, I'll just walk on over and make sure she's all right. But
See, I was gonna
most
say,
time, she just gets her snack comes down to the chair, brings over her snack, and I open it for her.
my kitchen's at an L, so like it's my dining room, and then you have to go this way to see my kitchen. So like I can't. It's unsupervised.
I can see my kid from my living room to the kitchen, so I don't have to worry about that. So I know what she's doing. So that's why I allow extra freedom. Like as long as I know what you're doing, you're good.
Right. So what would be a tip that you would give a new parent? Like a tip that you thought okay, let's put it like this. What would be a tip that you thought would have been great for you being a new parent? Let's put it like that.
Do you think you have enough diapers? You need more.
Okay. Okay. I could take that one.
When you got like 20 boxes, no, you need
It's
more.
not enough. It's not enough.
All those baby showers, don't be asking for clothes. Don't ask for clothes.
As for
Never ask for
diapers.
fucking clothes.
As
You can
for
buy
diapers.
Clothes are actually cheaper than buying diapers. You can buy your kid a whole fucking wardrobe, and it's still gonna be cheaper than buying fucking diapers. Like,
Good.
no, you can buy a fucking new crib and a wardrobe, and it's still cheaper than buying diapers. So, if anything, only ask for diapers, but ask for one certain brand. Like, make sure it's not like because my kid used to get like those Pampers now they have like the netting inside and stuff like that. My kid had like a reaction with her skin, so the netting would stick to her skin, and you had to like peel it off.
Oh.
So like Huggies were the only diapers we could get, but I mean you could trade in your cases of diapers for a new box for a different box,
Mhm.
but like definitely get like just ask for diapers because you're gonna go through them. Don't ask for a lot of newborn diapers. Just ask for like one box of newborns, then the rest are ones and twos. That's probably the best advice.
No, it is. Definitely. You never know. You never think you have enough diapers. Never think you have enough diapers.
I've spent more money on diapers than I have on like anything I've bought for her.
Dude, no,
Before
I
she was
agree.
born,
Diapers take so much money away. For real. And especially when they hit pull-ups, man. When they hit the pull-up stage, it's crazy.
And also, when you feel like your spouse is all too tired and stuff from breastfeeding and stuff, you should really try to persuade her to do the formula drinking. That way, she can actually get some sleep, and that way, she's not crazy.
She's not crazy.
Formula can formula can help. That way they can get their sleep because they're still gonna be worn out. Those babies eat every 2 hours at the start, so
They do. They do.
they want to
They're
start off with the formula. Like breastfeeding's cool, try it for a month if you notice that she's just worn out. The life has literally been sucked out of her, and she's not able to like have the energy like she used to. Like say, hey, let's just do formula feeding. That way you can get some sleep. You get all the sleep you need. Blah blah blah, and that way the other half is taking care of the baby as well. I mean,
right.
it's not like we give birth. So,
No, I
so at
agree.
least we
I
can
agree.
at least feed and change the baby.
Say to that is don't get your temper the best of you. Don't like what I'm saying is
Don't let your feelings get
don't
the
have
best of you.
yeah. Because yeah, she is taking she has, been there, has been with the baby and everything, breastfeeding, doing all that stuff, but you are, helping her, I hope. And
For most.
for most, yes. But if you're not, then just don't get the best of you. Don't get the temper best of you, man. Like your emotions.
So a tip that I would give a parent is don't don't never underestimate your kid. Don't never underestimate them. They are always thinking of a way to test you. That is the one thing that I have noticed is that kids think they're smarter than us. No, they are still learning. And yes, they could be technically smarter than us eventually. But don't underestimate your kids. What, Potsy, you got something to say to that?
Porn stage, I thought was pretty easy. I ain't gonna
Yes.
lie, they just laid there on their fucking back.
And
The only thing that
sleep.
was hard about it, the only thing that was hard about it was that they woke up every 2 hours for a feeding or a changing. So it's like, yeah, you don't really get much sleep, but they can't roll over, they can't sit up, they just lay there. So like,
That's what I was saying with the with your temper. With some people's temper. Don't get enough sleep. That's your temper's gonna go fucking crazy. Your emotions gonna go crazy if you don't get enough sleep. So with new parents, you know, don't try not to get the best of you.
No, agreed. Agreed. No, and I'm gonna be honest, I agree because like there's days, look, I'll be sleeping and I'll be so tired, look, I'll wake up and want to be mad. Like just gotta go look. They're kids, they don't know no better, they can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it unless you're gonna go to bed early or try to go to bed early, depending on what you do throughout the day. But like you have to think of like your kids in that aspect. Like you can't be mad at them. And don't be mad at yourself, just try to make the next day better. Any new games you guys heard of here lately that you guys want to try?
I've been playing Pikmin 4.
Mm-hmm.
That game's been pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie.
But see,
Still
no.
playing
I'm talking about games that are like, say, coming out that you want to
coming
try.
out.
Yeah, new games.
There's so much hype around new games and stuff, and as soon as you get to the new games that's been hyped up so much, it's kind of such a, it's just
Kind of
sucks.
dull,
You know,
kind of dull.
it's like, no offense to people who love this game, but it's like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Warzone 3, whatever. Hyped it up so much. I don't. It's the same fucking game, guys. It really is.
It
Same fucking
is.
map, same fucking game. Nothing's changed. Okay,
Nope.
nothing's fucking changed. Just stop living in the hype. And then like when people do play, like, man, this game's so much better than it used to be to fix all. They should already be fixing all the patches from the first one in the first place. Like that's just how it is though. Like that's just a huge example of like games that are just too overhyped. So like I wouldn't say like talking about what games are going to be coming out soon because it's just hype. You don't know how good the game is until you play it for yourself. And that's why I said Pikmin 4 because that game's already out and it's not like a first person shooter game, but shoot, it's
I mean,
fun to
hey,
just play.
everybody has their own like favorite games and their type of genres
Yeah,
that they
everyone
play.
has their niche. Everyone has their niche. I'm just saying, but most people's niches come from like being told this game's awesome. That's just how it is.
No, it
That's
is.
just how society is at the time. But like, that's just how people are. Like, you tell people like something many times over, their brain's gonna think like, "Hey, this game is great," and really, it's not the same game. It's like telling somebody like, "Hey, the new season of Fortnite is gonna be bomb, dudes." No, it's the same fucking game, different guns every new season. Just as long as you can enjoy it, then fine. It's like Call of Duty, don't hype up a game, but if you enjoy it, enjoy it. But don't
Right.
sit there. If you don't actually enjoy the game, don't actually play the game just because a bunch of other people are playing it. Go do you. Go do you.
Right. No,
You know.
I agree. Um, Carl, do you have any like new games in mind?
I currently been watching wrestling, and they've been advertising some games that it's been coming to the new 2024.
Right.
So the one that's kind of been catching my eye is that Suicide Squad.
Yeah, see, I heard some people talking about the Suicide Squad. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, from watching the trailer and like reviewing it myself, I mean, I haven't played it, and it's because I don't
Right.
have that ability yet. But I haven't played it. But from my experience, it seems like it's gonna be. Have you played the Marbles game, or
Yes.
the Guardian Galaxies game? It's gonna be kind of like
Yes.
that. It's gonna be kind of like that from my knowledge. And I don't know if y'all any of y'all know the story behind it, and I don't know if you know too much about it, Potsy, but it's pretty much you're killing the Justice League. The Justice League became corrupted and you're killing them. So like quite interesting. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's not kind of my forte. I've looked into it. It looks kind of like I don't know if you heard of it, Midnight Suns. It seems like it's kind of like that.
I will say if there is any gaming company that sees this and decides they want me to try out a game before they actually release it, I'll try the fuck out of that game and I will give my honest opinion and I will make sure like they know like what's wrong with the game as well.
Dude, I swear, like if I was given the opportunity to play a game before it came, like a beta game, like a beta of a game,
Right.
if
Same.
I was able to play it and turn around and give my review on it, look, I ain't gonna lie, I agree with you, Pachi. I would play the shit out of it. And it's because look, I'm trying to get the best experience and the most experience to find out exactly how does it play, how does it work, am I good at it, am I not good at it, what they do good, what they do wrong. So like I
I want
totally agree.
major glitches. I want to know if something's not working the way it should be. I would literally give my honest opinion, let them know, like, hey, like, this shit ain't working the way you said it was supposed to work. And I mean, this has been great so far, but with this glitching out, it's not gonna like people are gonna hate this game because you have to move forward with this ordeal. It's but like I would give my honest fucking opinion. I would love to play games before they came out. That way people know like, hey, this is a
What
really
to
good game.
expect, right.
Yeah, what to expect, and if the game deserves the hype, you give it the hype. You know,
How do you guys feel about dying in video games?
dying
Like,
in video games, huh?
yes, dying in video games. Like,
You know, it
Not gonna
depends.
lie, it irritates the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
It depends. It depends really. If it's me dying to the same way over and over again, I'm gonna be pissed. But if there's different ways that are just making me laugh, I'm gonna laugh it off. Be like, you know what? It got me. Okay, it got me this time. It's like playing fucking Mario troll levels sometimes. Like it's like what? I got the upper hand now. And then you just die to something stupid. It's like okay, okay, you got me. I can definitely live with that. It's not a big deal. It's it's I don't mind dying to video games. It's just you take it, you leave it. It's just how it is. It doesn't frustrate me as much as long as as long as it can make me smile, I'm cool with it. Like, but if I'm dying in the same spot, I get to the point where I'm near the end, and I'm about to be like a really tough boss, and then all of a sudden the boss all of a sudden brings out like a million freaking different guns. It's like, where the fuck did this shit come
You're like,
from?
God damn it, I
And then
can't
you
do
get
Right,
it.
right.
it's over and over for the next hour. It's like, shit, fuck this game.
Like he was talking about how like it upsets you and pisses you off. Like, but like what aspect of dying do you enjoy? Like, do you enjoy any of it? Any of it at all?
Mm.
And the way that he said, Potsy said it, yeah. When like something fucking is ridiculous, like you shouldn't die, but you do because of it, then it's like, what the fuck? Okay, well, okay, yeah, I can live with that. Fuck
Right.
that.
Um,
Let's try this again.
what do you think about dying in video games?
It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
So I'm gonna answer the question, then I'm gonna ask you another question. So my thing about dying in video games is that I ain't gonna lie, every time I die, it makes me more pissed off and more into the fact that I'm gonna retry it to keep going. Like, look, I'm not gonna lie, when I die in a video game, it is the worst feeling, and I feel like that I have to keep trying until I complete it to feel good. Like, it's a satisfactory feeling. Like, literally, I am such a tryhard in a video game. If I die and die and die, look, I'll be so mad with myself, and look, I'll be like, I'm not going to bed until I beat this.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If there wasn't death in a game, do you think games would still exist? No. There would be no fun factor or wow factor to it. It'd be boring if you could just beat the game not even trying, with no
I-
consequences for being bad or good at the game.
No, that's true. That is true.
It's
So
like derp on Fortnite. It's like derp on fucking Fortnite. Dude, I shot him in the face fucking 20 times, and then you go back in his fucking
His shots
video.
are
And
off
he's
to the
fucking
side or
all
off to the
shots are off to
left
the
or up
side,
above
above
its
his
head.
head.
It's
It's
like,
like,
bro,
dude, you hit
work
him
on
one
your aim.
time. The
Work
shot
on
ain't
your
go through.
aim.
You're just going around them.
Yeah, you shot 20 shots, motherfucker, but only one hit. Get good.
So FX, have you been looking at any new games like that you're interested in here lately? Like anything?
There's a few of them, but I
Can you
don't
name
know.
Can you name some? Like one that
I
actually
had to,
interests you?
like, dog, I gotta sleep on the bed or on the couch tonight, so I don't need to hear it.
Sounds like you
So
need a curtain, sir.
controller or keyboard?
Keyboard.
Only controller.
Forgot one. You forgot one.
Joystick?
No. Cell phone.
No, fuck the cell phone. That cell phone
Dude,
gaming's not real gaming in
yeah,
anyway.
that's wannabe gamers. That's wannabes. Look, dude,
For
look,
real.
my mom
Like,
used to
seriously,
play my mom used to play Candy Crush for fucking 20 hours a day, dude. Like that's not gaming. That's not gaming.
cell phone gamers want to be just like console slash PC players because they have there's companies that have literally made that backbone thing so their phone can plug in so they can feel like they're playing with a controller. Okay,
Yep.
cell phone gaming is not the same. All
No,
right,
it's
it's
not.
just not. It's a good way to kill some time if you need to kill some time, but it's not the same.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of beat on that. Like, I feel like keyboards are great for certain games. But for like games that you need, like for an example, like in one game, I can play and press two buttons to do one action on a keyboard. But on a keyboard, I gotta press a button that's like halfway across my keyboard. Like, and the thing is like not every game that I mean, maybe nowadays that they're coming out with the games maybe them games where you was able to program the buttons, but back then, like video games back then, you wasn't really able to program keybinds like you could now. So like it made some games hard, and that's I kind of lean towards controller a little bit, but I ain't gonna lie, I've been playing a game. You probably got none of. I mean, maybe you might remember it. Gun from PlayStation 2. I've been playing that on a keyboard because it don't have controller compatibility, and I like it. It's actually pretty fun on a keyboard. It really is. So like, I don't know. It's kind of iffy with me, and that's why I was saying like it would be kind of pointless for me to do it without the topic without Chad, because Chad would go for keyboard. I'm kind of iffy. You both would go for a controller, of course. I mean, have you ever played with a keyboard?
I have. I have played with the keyboard. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like your fingers have to get used to it after a while, but at the same time, it's like you're kind of just spread all out all over the place sometimes, especially if you're gonna like preset your keys to be in a spot where you kind of want them. That way, it's not like that. But at the same time, it's like
No matter
I'm
what you
not.
do, you're gonna get it.
I don't like hearing the keyboard noises all the time. So like it's like one of those. It's just one
Well,
of those things.
they make quiet keyboards, like physically quiet.
I'm sure they do make quiet keyboards, but yet you always hear the people always going. It don't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter how quiet the keyboards are. It's just you're still gonna hear that noise. You're still gonna hear that tapping from that vibration that your fingers are still making onto the keys.
I
It's.
mean, controllers do it too.
I mean, to a point. To a point they do, but it's not as like. It's
And
not.
like, if you get a good membrane keyboard, you do not hear it. Like, you cannot hear my keyboard right now.
Actually, I
I'm
did.
smashing it.
I was gonna say I was
That's
hearing
because
you.
I was up next to it.
Also, be the noise suppression from Discord.
I don't have it. I have that turned off. You can't hear me if I have it on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. There's just more games that you could play with a controller than there is keyboard. I mean, a lot of games do come for the PC, but I mean like most people who do have PC, they're already playing with a controller anyway. So is
I was gonna say
for most
most of the time I program buttons for a controller to play for the most part.
so
Yeah,
like
I don't do controller gaming. I'm strictly mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, no, you don't like a controller.
Nope, that's why Cheyenne uses it. Even though I spent like $200 on the damn thing.
that means somebody's got to use it.
Right, get the
Right.
money's worth out of it.
Right.
I mean, it came with a lifetime warranty on it, so.
But like I play all sorts of different games, so like most of the games that I have enjoyed playing, like you play with the controller because they don't come on PC.
Right.
Like there's a lot of Nintendo games that don't come on PC. I mean, you gotta do emulator hacks and stuff like that. But the thing
I was
is,
just about to say, I emulate Nintendo 64 games on my computer all the time. Granted,
Yeah.
I had to use a controller because it's only the real way to play it, because otherwise you're pressing keys that are all over the place and it's not
no,
worth it.
what was that? You gotta use controller.
And
Yeah,
keys
for
are
the
all over
Nintendo
the
60
place.
Yeah, or you're gonna be pressing
Wow,
A and then P to
who
turn
just
left and right, bro. Fuck all
who
that.
just contradicted themselves?
Yep.
That's why,
Aspect gamer.
look, there's only certain games I play on controller, and that's because I kind of have to. When I'm emulating certain
Got
games.
him.
Certain games, motherfuckers. Certain games.
Got him. Got him.
But
I enjoy playing my Switch. I enjoy playing my PlayStation. So like controller's just been my thing. Like I've been playing on a controller for years. Have haven't really messed around with the keys on keyboard and since I was like 12 years old.
Would
Once I
you
got like PlayStation, moved on up. Like used to play God of War, Devil May Cry. I was playing all sorts of great. It's just one of those ordeals, man. I just have to have the controller. Like I didn't even like the Joy Cons on the Switch, so I went and got me a Pro controller just because I like having an actual size controller.
right. So let
And
me
it's
ask
just
you
so
this.
nice to
Would
play.
you multi-console? Like would you play on a different console if you had the ability to?
Do what?
Like you said you play on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. If you had the ability to play on another console, would you?
I mean, PlayStation 5? You don't play on
No,
PlayStation?
that's still PlayStation, sir. So no, like Xbox, PC games, like
No, I'm not playing Xbox, man. Fuck Xbox.
no. Those games that are like say how they have exclusives, like Halo for an example.
Oh yeah.
Like would you want, like if you had the ability to play those games, would you?
Uh,
Like if
a
they
lot
wasn't
of a lot
exclusive.
of exclusive Xbox games haven't really interested me. They haven't really caught my eye. Like watching the trailer, watching some gameplays just of the beginning.
What
Didn't really
about
catch. Halo has kind of lost my interest since after Halo 2. So Xbox exclusives and stuff like that, like
Well, what about PC exclusives? Because like there's games that on PC that you can't play that you can't play on PlayStation.
I mean, I would have to see the trailer to see how good it is, and then like if it catches my eye, I would probably go over to the PC to check it out for sure. But there's
Well, I mean,
of course
well, I was gonna say you can always plug like your PlayStation controller
yeah,
into the
you can put your
PC and
controller in and do all the
y-
inputs and stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, like but Xbox exclusives, for instance, none of them have captured my eye. Like it's always Halo with Xbox. Well, Halo had died
That's
after Halo
that's
2
legit one of their biggest sellers though is Halo.
It
That
is.
and Skyrim.
because they overhype it. And Skyrim you can play on PlayStation.
You won't be able to with the next one.
Well, too bad for them because they're gonna lose money on that if they don't. Because there's a lot more PlayStation users that play Skyrim than there are Xbox users.
My wife, she plays Skyrim.
She's on
I
PlayStation.
was streaming. I was streaming one of the Skyrim on mine.
And it's not even Skyrim, it's Elder Scrolls. But still.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that play PlayStation that like that game, and if that turns into an Xbox exclusive, they're not gonna want to buy a whole new console just to play that shit. So
Well, I mean, I don't know. Hang on, I don't know though because look, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, man, and look, I didn't think I'd be going to buy a whole new console for Spider-Man, but I did. You know what I mean?
Which is funny because Spider-Man's on the computer.
Not the new one. Hang on, not. I mean,
Yes, it
the
is.
newer one is, but not on the platform that I play on. It wasn't on Steam or yeah, it wasn't on
Question: Did
Steam
you
or
already
Epic.
have a PlayStation before?
It's on Epic, I think. Let me double check. I believe it's on Epic.
Did you have a PlayStation before you bought the PlayStation 5? You never really switched. You just
Well, I mean,
upgraded your.
well, yeah, but
About it.
hang on, wait a second though. I got PC games, I got Switch games, I got Xbox games, and I got PlayStation games. Like I'm on all four of them.
I know. I was just letting you know, like, if you're upgrading to, if you played mainly your PlayStation games and stuff like that, on only a few Xbox games, technically all you did was upgrade the
No,
PlayStation. You
no,
didn't
no.
really switch
I see.
consoles over.
I technically did switch because I normally play. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an Xbox fan. I have a lot of Xbox games. I have way more Xbox games than I do PlayStation. 130 counting yesterday. I have on just Xbox alone.
It's funny
Hey,
because
look, I look. Listen, since we're talking about this situation, what is your thought process on why you like the PlayStation 5 on the better than the Xbox? Let's just be honest here. Because I have my reason for liking the PS5 better, but that's because I am a tech guy. What is your thought process on it, Matt?
it's just better processors. It feels like smoother gameplay. The controller is
What?
they fit
Whoa,
in
whoa,
your
whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on. It's the same APU. The only thing that's different is it's got a faster GPU built into the APU. It's got the same cores, same RAM. It's just a faster GPU on the PS5.
yeah, but you kind of want that.
Kind of when your game requires it, but even then, it doesn't do 4K scaling.
I mean, it kind of depends because I mean it's meant for like those 4K games too. Though you just gotta have the right TV compatibility for it.
Yeah, but once you actually launch a 4K game, it's not actually in 4K. It's downscaled to 1440 or 1080. All new, even the newer games are that way. The only actual games that are actually at 4K are the ones that first released with the PlayStation 5. All the newer ones like Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3, those aren't at 4K. Those are like
Yeah,
1440.
because not a lot of people
But
get those new systems though too, and they're trying to sell those games. When there's such a limited amount of things, and when
but
there's
my here's my thought process on why I like the PS5 better. Xbox, you gotta go out and spend $300-400 on an expansion card, which is stupid.
Mhm.
PS5, you buy the $100 part online, you pop off the side panel, you open up the fucking thing, and then boom, you drop in a new drive. You format it, boom, now you have 2 TB extra storage.
Yeah, that's the kicker
That's
with Xbox.
that's why I switched over to Sony. is
I
legit. It's easier to replace the drives versus Xbox, where you have to have a computer. You gotta fucking program the code that was saved on the original hard drive for it to even power up. Like, what the hell? That's
well,
ridiculous.
PlayStation's done to make things easier for people who only have like the PlayStation. You know,
Yeah, they're more like, oh yeah, you want to work on your stuff? Here you go.
like
And
the
I'm
only
down for that. I love that.
yeah, and back in the day, you didn't have to have like PlayStation Plus to like make all the money, but like Xbox, they already started that a long time ago. So of
Yeah,
course,
they started that on the original Xbox.
yeah, so like PlayStation was like, all right, so we're missing a bit of money, but like I guess for these games you have to play multiplayer online with PlayStation Plus. But the thing is though, like at least in my opinion, I just think PlayStation's better because they're also giving you like free games that are monthly that are some of them came out just this year, some of
I
them
was gonna
came
say
out last year.
Xbox Gold quit doing that. Literally starting this year, or starting what it was mid of last
Last
year.
year.
Mid of last year they quit doing that. So like PlayStation,
Yep.
I think if I'm correct, PlayStation is the only place that you can go now that gives you that and Epic Games on a PC, but that
But
give you free
here's the
games.
kicker. Here's the kicker though, right? At PlayStation, PlayStation's removing a bunch of games off their PlayStation Store
They
and
are.
not giving people refunds for those games, and you cannot download those games anymore. That's my whole reason why I kept my Xbox too. Cause like you didn't actually buy a digital license through them. You're paying PlayStation the $60 for the right to play the game, not to actually own it. Unless you physically own a hard copy of the game, and this is under their policy. They even stated in their policy that unless you own a physical copy of the game, you do not own the game. They own the game.
Well, it sounds like
They just sell you the right to use it. So if they
well,
remove it, you can't play it no more.
it sounds like they should be paying charging us half the price that they
That's
charge
what I said. At least charge like a different fee then if you're not gonna let people keep the shit they paid for,
because
right?
Right.
if you're
Like
gonna
I'm down. Look, I'm down for paying like $15, $20 a month just to have access to games.
yeah, if you want to open up a whole library for me and stuff for an extra $20 a
Right.
month,
Right. My
like,
point exactly. But no, don't sell me a game and then be like, oh yeah, you don't own that game. What do
Yeah,
you
see
mean I don't own
that
that
was
game?
hang on, that was my problem with PlayStation. So I own, y'all remember the PlayStation 3. I owned a PlayStation 3. Well, Infamous was out on that console. So I literally bought Infamous 1, 2, Festival, Blood, and then I think that was it, and the DLCs for those. But I bought them digitally. Well, on the PS4, I gotta turn around and pay you a service now after I've already bought these games. Pay you for a service so I can even play my games that I already own. I totally see where you're coming from. Like that shit. Like you definitely should charge. Like if you're just gonna end up only giving us half of ownership or quarter of ownership, definitely should
Well,
just.
I can understand completely why they're doing that because let's just be honest, if they allow you backwards compatibility to where you just buy one game for a console and then switch it over to the next console, they're gonna lose money. They're not gonna get their money's worth out of having the consoles because they have to help program those games to run perfectly on their
But
console.
not
They
right.
have
But now
people.
you have more people wanting to buy the next console so they can play their game.
Yeah, but like so even if you buy a digital copy through the store, is what I'm saying, is like, unless it's literally through the PS5's online store itself and it says PS5 compatibility, I then no. Like, unless it's a PS5 compatible game, like you can buy it for the PS5, there's no reason to even be upset about it, honestly. Because, like, if you bought it for the PS4 and it was released for the PS3 had backwards compatibility. The PS5 has only become backwards compatibility with certain games, which is understandable because certain games are harder to develop to run on that kind of hardware.
I
Because
guess
back in the day, it used to be like, oh, well, if you upgraded your computer from this processor to this processor, well, this game will no longer work because it's too fast. And it's the same situation. It's literally based off of speed and how it works. And it's just the reality of it. Like, if your hardware is too fast for a game, you can literally break a game. Like Borderlands, the first Borderlands, right? It was originally ported to Xbox 360 and PS3,
Mhm.
right? Then they ported it to the computer, and a bunch of people were bitching. Well, my game's broken. It's taking forever for doors to open. I can't do this no more. I can't do that. Well, yeah, you need to cap your FPS because the game wasn't developed to actually running that kind of speed. So it breaks it, and it's the same situation. So when you got a processor and let's just be honest, graphics card comparable to a generation to 2 generations before that, that's actually compatible on computer from like 3 generations ago, 4 generations ago, still beating the PS4. I mean, it's just
I will say though, the nice thing about like, cause I bought some games on the PlayStation Store, and
Mhm.
some of them will be listed as PS4, PS/PS5. So like, if you were to upgrade and bought that game and put your account on the new PS5, for instance, you have that game for the PS5 now.
Well,
It's not
yeah.
like a PS4, which is kind of cool in my opinion. Like, I like how they did that because like you don't want to buy a game, then all of a sudden like, oh shit, I just upgraded, now I don't have this game, but no, you do. It's
Right.
if it's a game that's for the PS5 as well, it's you have that game still,
Right.
which is really cool in my opinion.
Well, I was gonna say like in my instance, like I bought Spider. I literally bought Spider-Man 2 before I even had a PS5. And then literally like 2 weeks later was my birthday. My old lady got me a PS5 for my birthday. And it's like, well, now I got this game, but I can't even play it because I only have a PS4. Like, this is stupid. So like, it kind of makes you think like that's why I said like it kind of sucks because like when you buy a game, you would think that you can still be able to play it because you own the game. I mean, I understand like it's meant for like certain consoles and generations, but like there's a purpose of
well,
owning a
I'm
game.
not saying like you guys are wrong on that. Like I agree with certain games. Like let's just be honest. Like let's say it's a year until the next release, and then the PS5 is still out. You buy a game. Most companies are releasing the game to where it digitally signs a license to the next generation for that account. So like
Well, that's what
as
that's
you
what
know, you need
Potsy
a
that's what Potsy was just saying is that some of the games that he
yeah,
buys
certain
is
games you
both.
get for free when the next console comes out. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which
I
is
love that because of the fact that it digitally signs, and it's only certain companies that do it, like Borderlands 3, right? If you owned it for the Xbox One, and then you got an X, you owned a copy of it for the X because they
Yeah.
gave you a digital license for it.
the only thing that sucks if you buy the hard copy, say the game's only for PS4. You
Yeah, then it doesn't work. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
that's what would suck. But if you got the digital version, you also got the PS5 version too, which
Hmm
Right.
is
But
cool.
a lot of companies were a
Which
lot
what
of
makes
comp
it hard to not buy digital copies though, because you don't want to feel like you're wasting your money.
I mean, you gotta think about it this way though, like physical copies and digital copies, when they first release, you're not spending a difference. Like you still for a physical copy, you're still spending $69, $70 for it. You're
Yeah,
still spending a same amount on buying it digitally. So
Wait, hang on.
theoretically,
Wait a second. You are correct to a point. Like for an example, when we sit here and talk about games, like say for an example, the new Call of Duty, okay? It just came out. So wait, wait 2 weeks or 2 months, and look, you can go get the same Call of Duty disc-wise for
for cheaper.
40, yeah, for cheaper, but if you get it digitally, you're paying full price.
Yeah, it's because it's used. You
Right,
can't
but
really sell used stuff for new price.
But my point is even then, like when you buy a disc, I mean, it's technically worth less than what you would be buying a digital game for because, like, say for an example,
Mm,
say you buy 30 of them.
hold
Hang
on.
on, wait a second,
Hear
let me
me out for
explain.
a second. I get what you're saying. So you're saying 2 months from now, when the game just came out, yeah, you can get the disc cheaper, but it's not gonna be brand new, sealed in box type
Hang on, but
disc.
wait, no,
It's
no, no, no,
gonna
no.
be
My
used.
point was is say like you buy 30 games, okay, and you're done with those games. You played the shit out of these games, and you want to get new games. Them discs are
Right?
literally $10. $10 for 30 games. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you this: is a digital copy worth more than a disc?
Well, hold on. So let's say you buy 2 copies of, let's say, the new Call of Duty, right? And you
Mhm.
only open one copy. Then the only difference between the new and the used one is the new one is still sealed. You'll get full return on that. They'll give you your full price back for that. They're not iffy on that. It's the used one that they charge. They only give you $10 for it because they have to clean the disc. They gotta make sure it's not broke, that it still plays right. Then they gotta resell it. It sits on the shelves as used product. Granted, used product sells faster than new once it's been used. But here's the kicker: 9 times out of 10, when they get those used discs, it's not 2 months after the game just came out. It's possibly almost a year.
Well, I
Because
was
most
just,
people will play those games for like 6, 7 months before they're like, okay, I'm tired of this. I can
but
go.
I was just example wising, like
No,
pulling up an
I get
example.
what you're saying, but like when the game first comes out, it's cheaper to get it digitally because then, like
Well,
I said,
let's put it like this here. Let me put it like this. I can literally play Dead Island for an example. I mean, I know it's been a year since I had it, but say I bought Dead Island this week and played the shit out of it. Played it for a whole 2 weeks and then turn around and ask for a refund. I'm gonna get my full refund for that Dead Island. But the disc, on the other hand, I wouldn't get my full refund.
no, because it's a used copy. It's a
And
used
that's what
copy
I'm
and it's
saying.
not
So what is worth more? A digital or a disc?
a digital, but a disc can also be worth more. Like you can digitally get a signed copy or digitally get a game for a computer from back in the 80s and only spend a couple bucks on it digitally. But then once you get the hard copy of it, you're talking hundreds of dollars. Hundreds.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about something that's old. What,
That's
Potsy?
the
You got something to
point.
say?
Oh, I was just gonna say like it's with the digitals. It's just one of those things since it's such most digitals nowadays are just hybrids of games. So
Yep.
like well hybrids of consoles. So of course they're gonna be worth more than the disc because the disc are only compatible with one certain system. So of course it's gonna lose its value. So
hmm
and plus when you already bought it, um, played it for a little bit, then like oh shit I got this new console.
And then
You
you
know,
got assets out here buying Modern Warfare 3 on disc.
so it's just a smart play to do digital, but it's just like I think they just need to switch how their licenses are made. I mean, with the internet being as big as it is, you should be able to have an open library, considering the fact that these consoles are linked to the internet. So like the license, even though we're purchasing the license, we're technically purchasing the game. So like we should be able to have full rights, no matter if you don't, even if you don't fuck with the game at all. So like it should always be in our library because we did purchase it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that was my thing about buying Infamous on the PS3 is like that was my point is like I should always have access to that. I understand that like consoles, can't always optimize that, but let me pay a little fee to keep that in my library for as long as I want, and still be able to go
Or
back and reference it.
or like pay like a little fee just to have it upgrade to work on your newer console.
Exactly. Don't just turn around and make me pay the game and then go 3 years later, or well, what, 2005, we're at 24, so we're talking about 15 years later. Don't go, oh yeah, 15 years later, you pay us a little fee, you could pay all these games that used to be yours. Like,
Like they should incorporate that because if PlayStation did that, in all honesty, PlayStation would probably take over the gaming industry in general. In the library, if PlayStation came out and was like, all right, if you pay $20 for all the games that you already bought previously digitally, we'll go ahead and turn it into your newer consoles, make it compatible for your new console, and it's only $20 and you still own them and they're still playable. Like they would make a killing, dude. They
they
have no
would.
idea how much money they can actually make because they're everyone's trying to be like fucking Bill Gates, man. Bill
Trying to
Gates
own
did it all.
millions. Right.
Xbox this way. No, fucking do it this way, the way the gamers want it, because if you do that, make a lot more money.
I was gonna say if they follow, I'll be honest, if they follow like what half of the gamers ask for, they would actually they don't realize it, but they would actually make more money because we're the ones that wanting to play this. We're the ones that's wanting to initialize this.
And
Who else that better ask an opinion from than is a gamer?
nostalgia too. Like if we bought the game, like
Yeah, you
it's
will.
weird though. Because I was going to say,
You were.
like if you got the game for free from PlayStation Plus, like PlayStation Plus has those monthly free games and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can understand that if they took that off completely, I can understand because you basically just got it for free, completely
Yeah.
free,
Yep.
and you have to play it if you have to be a plus member to play them. So I get that, I do.
Right.
But
No,
like
I
if we
agree that.
bought the game straight up, like we should be able to have access to them all the time.
Yeah, just
And
like the Plus. Just like the Plus games actually. Just like it because as
yeah,
long as you have Plus, you could still play it.
yeah, and if you have and if you wanted and if you also want the free games as well that they include, I can understand if you take those off and they're no longer in part of your library, then fine, we lost them. It is what it is because we got those for free anyways. We didn't lose any money. But when you wipe
Right.
out the games that we could actually pay for, we lost money.
We
Um,
did. And it was not even just a loss of money, it's a waste of money. Like
yeah,
if you because there are them people that think of the cup half full, so you didn't lose money, you just wasted money. So like it definitely if they would definitely listen to half the stuff that like just in general what gamers say and kind of did some of the things that would keep the nostalgia going, I would agree that they would make a shit ton of money. I mean
they
really,
would
they
they
would.
would make more money than they would be ever used to. In
They
all
would.
honesty,
They would.
I don't think PlayStation would ever hear this, but if they did something like that, people would definitely pay $20 to have all their games that they bought digitally a long time ago that were capable compatible with their new system. People would pay like crazy for that. Like
Dude, they would.
imagine the amount of gamers in this world, all the gamers in this world, they would switch to PlayStation like that, dude.
They would,
Easy.
especially if it saves over a fucking generation of times. I mean, now we're PlayStation 2 games. If you own the disc, it's one thing, but like PlayStation 3 and all the way to example wise, the PlayStation
Yeah,
10.
and you own digital copies, like, hey, $20, we'll go ahead and make this compatible for your new console, and
Right,
like, hell
right.
yeah, that's a steal.
Yeah, well, it is. It is. Like I ain't gonna lie, dude. If I was able to pay 20
They're
bucks
not gonna make that because they're not gonna make the same money. So basically, it's all a profit. They already have the license for those games anyhow. Um, it's literally just a straight profit after that. It
mm-hmm,
really is, and they
mm-hmm.
would
Well,
just.
that's why they
I
turn
mean, they
around
got
and
to hire
started.
the people to do it, but shoot, they'll make a lot more money. They'll make more. They'll be able to pull it off for sure with all the money they'll be making.
Yeah,
Trust
no,
me,
I agree. I mean,
it's a
well, if you
business.
look at it, like the way that their stream gaming goes now, I mean, they got a lot of old games already on there. So like you can tell that they're like as because like there's I don't know if you've actually looked at it, but they got two different catalogs. They got an old
Uh,
catalog and they have a new
I know,
catalog.
I know the old catalog.
So like if you go but my example is though is if you go through that old catalog, there's already a lot of old games on there. Why not just add every old game to it? And just up the price a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it would also, it would still stay in the same lines of yours.
And what would be even cooler is if, like, say, if someone really enjoyed the game, they could pay
Mhm.
like $5 to just have it in their library themselves, and not use it for the PlayStation, Plus ordeal. Just be like, hey, I actually want to own this game. That way, even if I can't afford the PlayStation Plus, I can still play it. So I'll pay $5. You know?
But then again, you come down to the situation of having compatibility with hardware, guy. Like, yeah, the hardware is faster than what it was 10, 12 years ago,
But
but that's the problem. It's
here's what we were
faster.
Well, here's what we were saying before you hop back in here. We were saying that they were able to make it compatible for your new console.
That takes time and money, and even then, it doesn't always work out that way because a lot of games will never be able to be compatible
It
with
is
newer
though
generations
they
of
would be
stuff.
making a killing anyways. Whether they were still making a killing to still pull that off, regardless.
I mean, yeah, if you can upsell it to like kids these days, yeah, they'll do
Dude,
it. But
all
if it's gonna cost them more to regenerate the game or even make it compatible with the hardware that's out today than what they're gonna get just by having it on the PSN store, where they can just limit it through hardware.
I don't know,
I would say if
they
they were
did it for
making
the
over
GTA
80% of
trilogy.
what they thought they would make, they would do it. Just if it was 80% more than what it was costing them to do it, they would do it. There
Well,
are.
Yeah, but the thing is like you just mentioned the GTA trilogy, right?
I
That was
did. I didn't even get. I
completely
didn't hang on.
remastered.
Wait. I didn't even get to speak on that. So the GTA trilogy, okay? So they redid that, and they did. I do agree. They have to take some things out, and they did. And some of the things that they took out really killed the game. But at the same time, though, I could still play the game. Like that was
But
the
here's the
idea.
kicker. It's not running on the same API that was originally running. It's running on a newer API. They had to recode that game from the floor up to even run on the newer API. Like they kept all the spirits and stuff and re-imaged them and added it over a figure. But API, it's not the same API. It's completely different.
The question is though, like, did they get their money back?
Yeah, that's because it's okay. So GTA is one of the largest selling games next to Call of Duty. It doesn't matter if it's an old Call of Duty or a new Call of Duty, it's still going to sell. That's why Steam still sells Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 for almost $60 because they make their money off it. It doesn't matter.
Hang on.
It's still a high selling
Yeah,
game.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is literally $40.
So
Still,
if a company is going to be making money off of it, that gives them the incentive to go ahead and pay the people to recode those. That way, people can play those old games again. So it's not out of reach.
Right, they're still
it's
always making money.
yeah, but that's why there's select games on the PS Plus, right? The games that they offer you to stream to your console. Certain games.
It's like
Not
it's like
all, not the entire library for PS2, not the
well,
entire library for PS1,
I would
or
say
even the PS3.
I would say it's more like a test run, just because those are popular games for sure. But like it's also a test run to see if people are going to buy these old games again. You know, to test to see how it does, and if they made money, which they did, you know, it won't hurt them to do it again.
Well,
And
here's another kicker too. It's not only up to the games consoles, whoever, it's also up to the developer of the game and the people that actually make the game. Like a lot of games back then, a lot of the companies that made those games went under. So like even getting any type of permission to do it from those companies, they can't. And then
But
how are you supposed to pay dividends
but if
for
they went
that?
under,
well,
if they went
hang
under,
on. Then hang on. If that company, well, I was gonna say if
they
that company no longer exists, then there is no more dividends.
they can do it
They're
themselves.
still riveting.
If
Like the people, hold on. So
when it
the
comes to
Titanic, right? If dude dies, MGM gets all dividends for Titanic if they play that movie for the next 100 years. A company that produced that movie still gets dividend, and then when that company
Does
goes
that?
under, the dividend's still there. It just sits in a separate account until somebody can claim it.
I don't
thing
know.
is, if the license can still be bought though.
Yeah, you can claim, so you can legally claim and buy out a license for
All
a
you gotta do
company
is
at
change a
any
few
time.
things.
Hey, they don't
All you
make
gotta
Sega
do.
consoles no more. Like Sega consoles, right? They don't make Sega consoles, but they still make Sega games. A lot
Mhm.
of those games use a special API, but when they put those games on like the 360, the PS3, PS4, Xbox One, like Golden Axe, right? They changed they ended up what they did, so the Xbox One and shit had a special software. So like they ended up emulating the games, which they could have done that with the old PlayStation games, but not all PlayStation games support emulation like that.
Stay in the shadows.